Friends and fans, welcome inside the Wake Competition Center in Morrisville, North Carolina, just outside Raleigh, home of the North Carolina State University Ice Pack. The Delaware Blue Hens men's Division II team looking to leave the Research Triangle with a sweep in this series against the Ice Pack after a 7-3 defeat yesterday. But there are certainly bright spots to be had. After yesterday's game, falling 4-0 through one period, the Hens battled back to stay on level pegging with the Ice Pack through the second and the third periods. James Witherite flying solo on the Delaware Hockey Night airwaves here on this Saturday evening in North Carolina, taking the show on the road. Jay Patel giving us the assist on videography duty here tonight. Looking back at last night's game, a hat trick for Zach Robinson leading the way for the Ice Pack. A goal two from Matt Miller. Rather, two from Matt Miller, one from Zach Herman, and one from Logan Todd getting his first of the season. On the Delaware side, Joe Wogish with 2 goals, Will Joette with 1. Wogish will start at right wing alongside Patrick Swain and Ryan Lowe. Between the pipes tonight, it will be Joey Hooper, who came in relief yesterday, allowing 1 goal in the third period after Keith McGregor let in 6 through the first 40 minutes. On the opposite side, Eric Daniel brings a 1-5-2 record between the pipes for the Ice Pack, led by Coach Tim Healy. Eric with a 1-5-2 record, as mentioned, a .371 goals against average, and a save percentage of .890 on the season. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more by visiting limestonepension.net. And of course, Delaware Hockey Night is brought to you all season long by Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Heather specializes in personal injury and workers' compensation cases and is available for consultation at 302-565-6132. The game day presentation here at the Wake Competition Center, second to none as far as college hockey. And this crowd, if you tuned in on PAC TV last night, enthusiastic from beginning to end, and they come out in numbers. Wake Competition Center seats roughly 1,200. We'd say it was about 3/4 full for last night's game, and a similar crowd, maybe a little bit thinner in places, but still a healthy number of Ice Pack fans and some Blue Hens fans making the road trip from Newark in attendance. The Ice Pack in their home whites, taking the ice, they'll guard the net to our left. In first period action, the Delaware Blue Hens wearing their special Andrew McDonough B Positive Foundation third sweaters. Moving right to left in those sharp black kits, blue helmets, blue band across the middle, blue pants, white number. Easy to read on the back. Pens 8-15-1. Coached by Vince Falkowski and Bob Stroik. Tim Healy's ice pack improving to 8-10-3 on the season after their 7-3 win here on this very ice yesterday. We'll head inside the glass here momentarily for the opening introductions as the stage is just about set for the second half of this weekend series.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Delaware Arena for tonight's matchup between the University of Delaware Blue Hens and your North Carolina State Ice. And now, here are your starting lineups for the University of Delaware. At forward, Joe Wogish. At forward, Patrick Swain. At forward, Ryan Lowe. On the fence, Michael Dahman. On the fence, Adrian Rodriguez. And in the net for the Blue Hens, the goalie, Joe Hooper. Delaware is coached by Vince Falkowski.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And with pregame formalities in our rearview mirror, it is, as they say, time to play the game. First period face-off brought to you, as always, by First State Ice Hockey, committed to building the next generation of youth hockey players under the philosophy of one state, one goal. Learn more about their classes, their clinics, their growing youth summer tournament program by visiting firststateicehockey.com. As mentioned, Delaware and their third black kids moving right to left in first period action. And it will be Patrick Swain taking the opening draw. On the other side of the red line, Matt Miller, who accounted for 2 of the Ice Pack's 7 goals yesterday, will take the opening draw. Looks like the holdup was the lack of a puck. For the start of this contest, Miller and Swain contest the opening face-off, and it's controlled by Matt Miller for the Ice Pack, dumping the puck deep into his own zone, where a D-to-D pass from James to Frosch. Starts play up the far boards. Nauman intercepts at center. Puck bounced off his stick briefly. He plays it across near side to Adrian Rodriguez. It's pushed in deep. Arini takes a bone-rattling hit in the far corner from Nauman. And this puck is recovered by Wogish. Give and go with Swain in the neutral zone. Joey Wogish up the left side. Trying to center high in the slot to Swain. Puck was tipped away, held in by Lowe. Thrown in from long range. Intercepted net front by Frosch. Advanced out of NC State territory. Lofted back in by Island Johnny Tomaitis. As we see the first of the second line tonight. Tomaitis on with Saunders Penn. And in the middle, from Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, product of Sean Cannon's Valley Forge Minutemen. Left the puck way back to his own blue line, where Buckman worked it ahead to Saunders Penn, taken away by Zach Robinson. First star of last night's game with a hat trick for the Ice Pack in their 7-3 victory over Delaware. And here's Zach Robinson, headmans the puck to Williams up the near boards. The Chase Williams shot from the half wall was stick checked off its line by the back checking Dylan Green. Williams overskates the puck in the far corner. Green recovers for Delaware. And this is shoveled further ahead by Tomaitis. Played by a high stick by Saunders Penn over the center logo. Here at the Weight Competition Center, that center logo, that of the Carolina Hurricanes of the National Hockey League. This barn, their primary practice facility, and oh, what a beautiful facility it is. Flaherty failed to clear the zone. Hugo held the left point. Cross-ice feed to Jackson Cowan. Plenty of space availed near side. But the Hens managed to keep play at the perimeter once again. We are 2 minutes into the contest. Scoreless as yet between the Pack and the Hens. Austin Vecchio stonewalled by Bresingham on his way out of the zone. Just above the dots near side, in fact. Alex Fong works the far wall, rolls this puck low. Herman challenged for it by Flaherty. Now a two-a-side scrum develops in the near corner. Vecchio pitchforks away to try to gain control of the puck. He wrests it from the command of Herman, but it's taken away by Fong, who tried to protect for NC State, but to no avail. His pass to the point where Logan Todd was out of position didn't connect. Race for a loose puck in the near corner. Vecchio got to it in time as Bresingham's stick was lifted from his stern by Flaherty. Adrian Rodriguez failed to clear initially, but a bobbled puck off the stick of Luke Jagielski gave the Hens an opportunity to set up. First shot from the Delaware side came off the stick of Vecchio. Here's Todd back the other way. Slowed up by Rodriguez in the slot. Nick Lawson, product of St. Mark's High School in the Delaware Ducks youth program. Couldn't hit Mahalios on the breakout feed. This is cleared again by Adrian Rodriguez, and it will come back in icing with 16 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the first period of a 0-0 hockey game. 212 seconds in so far. The Blue Hens back check tons better than it was at this time yesterday. Face-off will be in the near circle. A 1-4 mismatch in the face-off circle. Matt Miller, as expected, top centerman for the Ice Pack, won the draw over Dimitri Mahalios. Fourth center for Delaware, second on the team in penalty minutes with 48. Johnny Tomaitis leads in that category with 60. 21 games played, those stats as of Friday morning. Alex James is pushed inside his own line by a good 20 feet under Vinny Variali's forecheck. Miller absorbs a check in front of his own bench, still connected on the breakout to Bailey. And the whistle sounds. Our first penalty of the game comes. 4 minutes and 5 seconds into the first period, and it will go against Mahalios. Interference, the call from referee Terry Patzel. And the Delaware Blue Hens, for the first time tonight, head to the Delaware Trash Can Cleaning penalty kill. Schedule your first cleaning at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Robinson up the right wing boards, stripped of the puck by Green. He backhands it 5/6 the length of the ice. It was steadied by Daniel. And the second clear from the Delaware PK. Sends Victor Hugo back into his own zone. He and Swain collide, and together their momentum carry them into the NC State net. Play will be halted with 15:07 to go in the first period as the net is reset. Delaware ruled at fault for the stoppage, so the faceoff comes outside the NC State line. Herman and Joette square off. Joette joined by Green, Wogish, and Flaherty on this penalty kill. 70 seconds left on the NC State man advantage. Cross ice pass from James to Arini. Garrett Arini kept wide, tried to center the puck into the path of Philip Bailey. No, not the Earth, Wind, and Fire Philip Bailey either. This one, a 2003 sophomore from Holly Springs, North Carolina, with 5 goals and 10 assists on the season. 5.5 minutes have gone by in the first period. Scoreless hockey so far from the Wake Competition Center. Herman at center. Hits a cross ice pass to Miller, who dodges a check from Nauman, getting the puck in deep to the far corner. Tomaitis winds up, clears the zone. Puck bounces past center, where James recovers for the Ice Pack. Herman throws it up the middle. Race on for the biscuit. Bailey on the doorstep. Split defenders. Got to the puck in time. Nauman and Rodriguez both hanging close to home. This is batted out of harm's way by Saunders Penn after a net front setup went awry. And McEnany at his own blue line finds Arini up the middle. But holding the line, Saunders Penn recovers for the Delaware Blue Hens right as they go full strength. 13:40 to go in the first period. Solid PK from Delaware. 2 early clears of the puck, and then the defenses fortify well to kill off the second minute of the Mahalios interference minor. Lipinski and Flaherty come in together. Flom tries to protect the left point, gives the puck away off the failed clear. Cameron Lohr sent it to Weichel up the far side. Dumped in where Klein recovers for the Blue Hens. He throws the puck behind his own net. Got it back from Flaherty. Touch pass from Vecchio. Didn't connect with Klein. Bodily resistance from Jackson Cowan, proving just enough of a deterrence on that exchange. Klein corrals a loose puck just over the NC State blue line, lofts it into Ice Pack territory. Enough time for the Hens to work in at least a partial change. But here comes Victor Hugo back the other way. His pass to Robinson connected briefly, but Robinson's stick was taken right out of his hands as he ran into a Delaware defender. Green's net front setup. Standing on the puck in the slot was Nick Lawson. Couldn't get a shot away from 15 feet. Here's a 3-on-3 attack for the Ice Pack. Williams dropped past it. Todd Zach Robinson's shot from 15 blockered away to the far side by Joey Hooper. And out comes Mahalios the other direction for Delaware. Mahalios turns and shoots from the top of the left circle. That one right into the pads of Eric Daniel for the second Delaware shot of the game. We've hit the 8-minute mark, yet scoreless between the Ice Pack and the Blue Hens in their second of two meetings this weekend in the Raleigh-Durham metropolitan area. Icing signal with 11:48 to go in the first period. And Delaware Hockey Night is brought to you by Heather Along, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Heather specializes in personal injury and workers' compensation cases and is available for consultation at 302-565-6132. Hens, the non-offending team on the icing, have the luxury of a line change. The Ice Pack must remain with the five they had at the time of the stoppage. Herman to Williams to Zach Robinson. Robinson with some help from Herman, but Rodriguez smartly angled play to the near corner. Wraparound chance on the doorstep from Zach Robinson, seeking his fourth goal of the weekend. He's stymied by Joey Hooper on this occasion, and play halts 8.5 minutes into the first period. Face-off comes to the right of Joey Hooper, where a new adversary awaits Swain. That is Bresingham. Nauman lofts the puck out of his own zone. Wogish pursues, his stick lifted on the doorstep by Logan Todd. Rodriguez regains nearly at center. Now he's double teamed. Suicide scrum develops around the puck. Alex Fong extracts it but gives it away to Joey Wogish. Wogish in a 1-on-3, kept high by Carabinos. Dumped the puck into the far corner. Stepping up Swain. Couldn't prolong the Delaware attack, and here's a 2-on-2 the other direction. Fong barely stayed onside as Herman walked in. Shot from the corner, stick checked up into the air, and it falls into the glove of Joey Hooper for a pause in play with 10 minutes and 53 seconds to go in first period action. Face off again to Hooper's right. A special hello to everyone joining us here this evening on Delaware Hockey Night TV. The shot from point man Ricky Frosch, held for another pause by Hooper. We certainly hope that you were able to catch yesterday's game on PAC TV, but grateful that you've come back to join us for the Saturday edition of Delaware Hockey Night. To the NC State fans who've crossed over behind enemy lines to tune in here on Delaware Hockey Night, we are delighted to have you along for the ride just the same. Nearing the halfway point of a scoreless, as yet anyway, first period. Net front giveaway from Tomaitis to Bailey. Miller's shot at the top of the right circle, disrupted by a Flom open ice stand-up, sent into the back glass. The Pack recover in their own end. Cowan hit Miller up the near side. But the Hens' counterattack comes right back. Graham Klein with a long shot, sticked away by Daniel. Around the horn it comes to Green, and his chance from just inside the blue line is deflected by Eric Daniel up into the netting and out of play with 9:45 to go in opening period action. Saving for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more at limestonepension.net. Hens squander an attacking zone draw, but Bresingham's breakout attempt was foiled by Buckman. Green steps up at the near point, protects the zone. Vecchio at the center of a two-a-side scrum got the puck to Lipinski. It was tipped back to Buckman, stepping up for a shot through traffic. The follow-up from Green took a bounce just wide of the near post. Klein pursuing the rebound alongside Victor Hugo. This was walked up the near boards by Fong. He hit Herman on the breakout. Shot came in from the left half wall. Bresingham denied on the doorstep by Hooper from 40 feet away. Back it comes to Hugo. He lunged to try to reel the puck in, but Vecchio pounced on him and pressed play back into neutral territory, at least briefly so, before the pack re-entered. They dump and change, and a failed breakout pass opened the door for Weichel, and the first goal of the game comes from Thomas McEnany. McEnany puts the ice pack on the board. It is 1-0. Ice pack. Misplayed puck. In the defensive zone. And Thomas McEnany on the doorstep. Finishes what Weichel began. To give the Ice Pack the early lead. Thankfully for the Blue Hens, not nearly as early as yesterday. So it was Thomas McEnany's third of the season, coming from Luke Weichel, just a lone assist on the goal from the Philadelphian Luke Weichel, and an icing against the Blue Hens. Will result in a face-off back in their end. Shots 9-4, as you see, on the DHN scorebook. The officials discussing, was this an errant icing? We'll see what comes of it. Looks to be an errantly called icing. So according to the NCAA rulebook, which is what the ACHA plays under, the resulting face-off will take place at center. James slams this up the near boards to Flom, who chips it off the glass. Lawson pursues in a one-on-one attack. James swats the puck out of his reach. Zach Robinson recovers. He dipsy-doodles through neutral zone traffic, but Lawson pinches him to the far corner. Flaherty lays a shoulder on him to slow him up further. Robinson protects the puck, leaves it to Frosch at the point. Lawson bodies him down. Delayed penalty coming up against the Blue Hens. Now it's whistled dead as Flaherty touches. And the Hens will go down a man with 7 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the first period. Lawson off for tripping. 12:37. Into the first period, so back to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Go the Blue Hens. They were strong first time round on the PK. Swain, Green, Lowe, and Flaherty with 4 on. Hugo gloves the puck down at the point. Robinson with a rocket of a shot from the right dot. Bounces off Joey Hooper's glove. And this puck is cleared by Green from behind the Hens net. Robinson, cross ice feed to Chase Williams. Drop pass at the top of the circle to Oliver. Results in an errant shot. Robinson barely protected the right point, but he gives the puck away to Ryan Lowe, who lofts it as far as the ice pack blue line, brought by Hugo. Back through neutral territory, the other 29, or rather Patrick Swain it was, lined up the shoulder check on him just as he gained the zone. The other 29, Johnny Tomaitis, was laying deeper back in Delaware territory, now trying to tie up Robinson at the top of the far circle. Cross ice feed to Hugo, through the slot it goes, off the stick of Fong. The puck bounces into the path of Herman, who couldn't maintain control. Robinson, center point, surveys his options, dishes the puck back to Herman. His shot from just above the left dot was high and wide off the glass, and it ricochets back into the NC State zone with just under 6 minutes to go in the first period. Half a minute remaining on the Lawson penalty, and North Carolina State with a 1-0 lead. They took a 4-0 advantage to the dressing room at the first intermission yesterday, but so far a much better back check from Delaware, standing in the ice pack's way. Saunders Penn plays the body on Herman, separating him from the puck, but James maintains high in the zone for NC State. It's worked around to Philip Bailey, who absorbs a Nauman check. Walking through the slot, Herman kept wide, and Joey Hooper comes up with a key save with 5 minutes 22 seconds to go in the first period. Solid chance here from the ice pack. Headman feed came from Miller to Herman, but a glove save on the doorstep from Joey Hooper keeps this a 1-0 hockey game. Fong and Klein contest the near circle draw. Green, Buckman, Vecchio. And Lipinski complete the quintet of Delaware players after the Lawson penalty was killed off in its entirety. Net front feed came from Bresingham below the goal, intercepted by Vecchio. Here's Dylan Green setting up a 3-on-3. Got a shot away from the top of the left circle, but it was wide of the near post, ricocheted off the backboards. Bresingham failed to clear out the other side. Vecchio, time, space, and he shoots and scores! Austin Vecchio has tied this hockey game up. It is now 1-1. The Hens are on level pegging. Off the setup at the top of the left circle, Austin Vecchio picks his corner, beats Daniel. And at the 15-14 mark of the first period, Vecchio, with his 10th of the season, has leveled the score. We'll get the particulars momentarily from the off-ice officials. Stretch pass from Flom escapes the reach of Lawson.
Number 10, Austin Vecchio, assisted by number 23, Saunders Penn. 15-14, first period.
Saunders Penn with the lone assist,
From Penn.
at least officially speaking, from the pass across the tops of the circles. And Mahalios is in for the face-off to the right of Hooper after a Delaware icing. The Weichel combination on up front. Todd and Lohr complete this checking line for NC State. Mahalios to Lawson off the carom shot up the far side, and Weichel protects the point for NC State. In low it goes again to Cameron Lohr. McEnany, centering feed, tipped offline by, it looked like it was Vinny Variale. Mahalios was there too. Variale put the forechecking heat on, trying to force an error from Nicholas Karabinos as the other Hens changed. 3:40 to go in the first period. Joey Wogish, losing his footing, still connects with Lowe to gain the zone. The net front feed from Swain sailed beyond Lowe's reach. He couldn't get stick on puck right on the doorstep. Follow-up chance, Lowe to Swain this time, intercepted. Robinson gains center, rolls the puck behind the Delaware goal. Oliver pinches off Rodriguez in the near corner. Adrian Rodriguez, the Floridian, staying with the play. Lowe's breakout attempt to Swain up the middle was foiled by Williams, who here gloves the puck down at the right point to prolong the Ice Pack's attack. Rodriguez waits after regaining. He hit low with the puck up the middle. He was shouldered off his feet. Wogish at the other end takes aim from 30. Daniel hugged the near post to record the save, his 5th of the game on 6 total shots faced. We've entered the final 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the first period. Play pressed back into the neutral zone by Williams. Trying to volley the puck back in was Wogish. Green now at the near side. Finds a lane to enter the NC State zone. Caroms the puck in low. Hugo chases it down on the far corner. Leaves it to Cowan behind the goal. This on the stick of Robinson, but Penn swarms in on him to slow him up. Buckman recovers in the neutral zone for Delaware, right in front of the NC State penalty box. He flips the puck diagonally into the near corner. It's worked back up the near side, the far side, I should say, by Philip Bailey. Cross ice pass, it's the accelerating Matt Miller. He steps up looking for a shot. Pat Flaherty with a good stick check on him. 20 feet out from the net, disrupted his chances. Final 2 minutes of the first period. Arini up the far side. Buckman plays the body to slow up Bailey. Failed clear. Shot from point blank range came off the stick of Garrett Arini, the senior from Youngsville, North Carolina, but it sticked up into the netting and out of play with 103 seconds to go in the first period of a 1-1 hockey game. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in Claymont, Delaware, not far from Fred Rust Arena or Iceworks for that matter. Those of you in the Philadelphia area can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides sure to please any appetite. Here in Raleigh, we're in the home of barbecue, but Sid's, they more than hold their own. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware. Place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com. NC State's going to go down a man with 1:26 to go in this first period of play. That man is Matt Miller. And we'll find out what the foul is momentarily, as a gathering of hens and Ice Pack players gave us a little bit of Saturday night excitement. Hooking the call, 18:34 into first period play. Blue Hens headed to their first primo power play of the night. Visit your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your next party tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. First man up opportunity for the Blue Hens tonight. Ryan Lowe working the far corner to Swain behind the net. Swain hassled below the cage by Logan Todd. Rodriguez couldn't hack down Todd's clearing attempt. Cooper steadies in the Delaware zone. Rodriguez to Mike Nauman, who's been known to play forward in a pinch. He draws a trip in the far corner. Another delayed penalty. As Rodriguez tries to maintain the puck in the near corner. Now it's touched by the Ice Pack. And with 30.5 seconds to go in opening period action, the Blue Hens will get themselves 64 seconds of a 5-on-3. Matt Linzer with the tripping call on Luke Jagilski. So a deluxe version of the Primo power play puts the turkey on the table for the Blue Hens. Will Jouett from the top of the left circle off the green setup. threw the puck into the pads of Daniel. Controlling the rebound was Wogish. Joette winds up again. That shot bounced off the pads of Daniel. Unable to control the rebound was Penn. Final 5. Wogish, last chance shot. Ricochets out. And the first period has reached its conclusion. "20 minutes in the books. Delaware and North Carolina State deadlocked, one aside. We'll be back after the first intermission on DHM.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
Serve in style with Primo Hoagies party trays and sampler platters. There is no bigger crowd pleaser than Primo Hoagies, made only with the highest quality Thuman's meats and cheese, sliced fresh to order and served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls. You get the best tasting hoagies in the area and save yourself the prep time. Stop into your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night, presented by Heather A. Long. 20 minutes in the books, and a rejuvenated Delaware Blue Hens team come back from the dressing room on level pegging with the North Carolina State Ice Pack 1-1 through 20. Thanks to this goal from Austin Vecchio at the top of the left circle. It was his 10th of the season. Correction on the assist. Sean Lipinski with his third assist of the season. Graham Klein with the other helper, and the puck is down to start the second period. Second period action on Delaware Hockey Night, brought to you by the Hooper family, longtime supporters of Blue Hens hockey and of tonight's coverage of the Delaware Blue Hens men's Division II team taking on North Carolina State. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. That's the clock you see in the upper left corner as Graham Klein tries to run the gauntlet below the NC State goal. Swain across to Nauman. He leaves the puck to Rodriguez. The shot from the Floridian Adrian Rodriguez at the point was blocked by Emery Oliver, holding high in the zone. 55 seconds remaining on the 5-on-4 as the penalty to Matt Miller has expired and the ice pack clear. Ryan Lowe to Nauman, who dekes past the forechecking Miller. Sets up a 5-on-3. Nauman on the entry. Flips the puck back off the Fire Dashers to Green. It was taken away by Frosch, cleared. Here's a 2-on-0. Matt Miller walks in, dekes. No, lost control of the puck on the doorstep. Had a grade A opportunity and plenty of net waiting in front of him, but he just couldn't maintain control of the puck. Klein to Swain the other way. The St. Mark's Spartans alones couldn't team up on the drop pass at the top of the near circle. Will Joette Forced back to his own line, recovers for Delaware. Final 3 seconds of the Jagielski tripling minor tick away. And here up the middle comes Austin Vecchio, looking for a second for the Delaware Blue Hens. He backhands the puck in behind the NC State goal. You heard the Super Mario Brothers power-up sound effect there. Right in time with Luke Jagielski seeing his penalty expire. So the Ice Pack kill off the 5-on-3, which was broken up by the first intermission. And Nick Lawson, also a St. Mark's Spartan in his high school days, recovers the puck in his own zone. Crossed over to the near side, worked it ahead to Austin Vecchio, who dumps in. And the Hens working a changing of the guard with 2 minutes and 15 seconds gone in the second period of a 1-1 hockey game. Oliver was slowed up at the far dot. Flom recovers the puck. He cannot clear. Long shot came in from Todd at the point, covered up by Joey Hooper, and he holds for a pause in the action. A couple quick chances on the doorstep. Joey Hooper with 20:02 from Wall, New Jersey. The Wall from Wall living up to his nickname with saves 13 and 14 in that rapid fire exchange. Emery Oliver tries to walk forward off the dot. Swain slowed him up. Here's Lowe to Swain across just above the Delaware blue line. Swain, trailed by Wogish, was checked off the puck. Wogish chipped it off the near glass, high into the atmosphere. The net front set up to Swain, fanned on. Held in at the far half wall by Rodriguez for the Blue Hens. Todd recovers for NC State behind his own goal. Robinson off the near takeaway. Hits a cross-ice pass the length of the ice to Chase Williams. His feet taken out from under him as he crashes the net. And Williams draws a penalty with 3 minutes and 7 seconds elapsed in the second period. So the Blue Hens are headed to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill as Mike Nauman heads to the infraction chamber. Indirect head contact, the ruling. Correction, direct head contact. This is going to be a major. Against Nauman. So a lengthy Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill begins right now. And a prime opportunity for the Ice Pack to reestablish the lead.
Mike Nauman, 5-major head contact, time of the penalty, 3:06, second period.
5-minute major for head contact against Nauman. So the Blue Hens with their back to the wall, a tenth of that has gone by. Herman, one of the 4 NC State goal scorers yesterday, left the puck to James at the near point. Arini couldn't control it in the corner. He tries to walk through the slot. He gets slowed up by Will Joette, who pushes the puck up ice. Saunders Penn couldn't keep the momentum going as Miller outraced him for the puck just inside the NC State line. Miller in front of his own bench. Pressed back into neutral territory by Penn. Working high on this penalty kill with Will Joette. The two defensemen are Green and Flaherty. Bailey to Herman up the near half wall. To James, who walks the line. Cycled back to Arini. To Herman in the corner as Bailey posts up net front. Another penalty against Delaware coming up. This shot through traffic. Bailey on the doorstep, denied by Hooper. And with 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the Nauman Major, the Hens are going to go another man down. A high sticking call. issued to Dylan Green. So the Hens will have to kill off a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes, and they'll still have 1 minute and 26 seconds left on the Nauman head contact major. Face-off will be to the left of Joey Hooper, and plenty of pressure rests on the shoulders of Rodriguez, Swain, and Buckman. Hugo, umbrella collapses, dot-to-dot pass intended from Williams, sailed beyond Robinson's reach. Williams to Hugo again, working high in the zone. Robinson, lots of space, steps up from the dot, backhand is in. Zach Robinson scores on the power play for the Ice Pack. And it's now a 2-1 hockey game. 13th goal of the season for the 2004 from Cary, North Carolina. His 4th of the weekend. The remainder of the Green penalty is wiped out. 3:05 remains on the Mike Nauman head contact major. So the Ice Pack with the go-ahead goal on the 5-on-3 are forced back in their zone off the center ice faceoff. Cowan to Hugo, taken away from Robinson by Swain. Swain stick handles, dumps the puck low to Wogish. Around it comes to Buckman, holding the right point. Hens trying to maintain attacking zone presence as long as possible and burn more time off the Nauman penalty. Particulars to come. Williams gets the secondary assist. Relatives of Chase Williams sitting directly in front of our broadcast perch. And you could hear their cheers in front of us. We restarted 4-on-4 as it turned out. And we'll give you more about that momentarily. As we overheard public address announcer Bert Lawson inform all in attendance that Emery Oliver was guilty of unsportsmanlike conduct after the goal, and just now Victor Hugo takes an elbowing minor. So the Blue Hens have got themselves a primo power play for the next 55 seconds. You too can score on the primo power play. Visit your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike and Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your next party tray online at primohoagies.com. 4-on-3 for the Hens. Flaherty sets up Green. Shot from the top of the left circle. Off Daniels' pads. Rebound scrapped for by Lowe. He's double-teamed as he tries to walk net front. Todd steals the puck right in front of the blue paint and rifles it clear. Flaherty to Graham Klein up the near side. Hits him on a clean breakout. Contact away from the play between Bresingham and Green. In comes Klein again, crashing the net. But Luke Jagielski slowed him up on the welcome mat. Here comes Green again. Shot off the glove of Daniel into the far corner. Final 6 seconds of this wave of the primo power play have ticked away, and we will be 4-on-4 for the next 54 seconds. So even strength hockey for the time being. As the Hens get their 12th shot, I should say. I don't think dozenth is even a word. Fans raining some good-natured jeers in on the linesperson, who slowed the puck up as NC State tried to gain the Delaware zone. It got tied up in his skates, but admittedly that does happen. Time and space galore for Bresingham. He's joined by Oliver on this 2-on-1 rush, but the cross-ice pass just inside the Delaware line was broken up. Frosch up the left side, regains. 8 seconds remain on the NC State penalty. Nauman awaits his return, and the Hens are back to full strength after that lengthy stretch of shorthanded play. Arini, 1-on-2. Gets some help from Bailey trailing the play. Took a shot himself from 30 feet. It skipped wide into the near corner, and it's lofted clear by Flaherty up the near boards. Philip Bailey recovers at center. He rolls the puck behind the Delaware goal. Adrian Rodriguez with time and space, now sandwiched by a pair of Ice Pack players, was checked off the puck. He had some help up the far boards in the form of Dimitri Mahalios, but he couldn't work it clear either. Rodriguez with a heavy check on Bailey in the corner gets rung up almost immediately for interference by Matt Linzer. Holding a tight line on interference standards, as it were. And 8:45 into the second period, the Delaware Blue Hens are back on the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago since they were shorthanded. Schedule your first cleaning today by visiting DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. They come right to your driveway, and they use high-pressure hot water jets to kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria that accumulate in your cans, keeping your home and family healthy, and they do so in an environmentally friendly way as well. DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com bringing you this Blue Hens penalty kill. Zachary Herman, centering pass. Arini kept high in the slot, saw his options tick away. Here's Patrick Swain with a steal. 1-on-2. Swain gets tied up, crashing the net by Miller. Daniel taken out as a result of the chain reaction. 3-on-2 the other direction. No penalty on the play. Net front feed to Herman. Came off the stick of Arini. That shot steered wide. Half the Rodriguez interference minor has expired. James holds the left point. Nauman plays the body behind the cage on Bailey. Another penalty taken in the far corner. And the Hens are clearly frustrated with what they perceive to be ambiguity in terms of where the line is between a legal body check and interference or boarding or whatever the case might be. So Nauman's off for Delaware and Bailey's off for NC State. Did the Hens maybe catch a lucky break there as a result of some aftermath following Nauman's initial hit? Captain's getting their explanation, and while they do, we'll tell you of the new gold standard for digital media solutions for small businesses. 412 Communications offers web and graphic design, social media consultation, public relations, writing and editing services, and more. Visit 412communications.com to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve. No time going up on the board. Terry Patzel giving Delaware coach Vince Falkowski the explanation of everything that went down at the 9:56 mark. And we'll get an explanation of our own from public address announcer Bert Lawson momentarily. If you're tuning in on Delaware Hockey Night with friends and family, or if you're tailgating at Fred Rust Arena later in the season, you'll want to score big and serve in style with Primo Hoagie's party trays and sampler platters. There is no crowd pleaser quite like Primo Hoagie's. Made fresh to order, with only the finest quality Thuman's meats and cheese, and served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls. You get the best tasting hoagies in the area and save yourself the prep time. Stop in to your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your next party tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. Hugo's shot from downtown Durham. Gloved away by Hooper and subsequently cleared. Hugo to Williams, met by Green upon entry of the Delaware zone. Lost his momentum. Puck tied up to his side behind the Delaware goal. Let's listen into Bert. As the Hens go back full strength, we learned that the Philip Bailey penalty, in conjunction with Nauman's penalty for Delaware, was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Second absolutely avoidable unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for the Ice Pack tonight. The other came right after their go-ahead goal, which effectively canceled out 2 minutes of their major power play earlier in this period. An icing against the Hens led to a face-off to the left of Joey Hooper, who stopped 17 of the 19 shots he's faced to this point in the hockey game. James held the right point, but only briefly so. It's pushed free by Graham Klein. Bresingham recovers between the circles of his own zone. D-to-D pass to Frosch. Through the middle, got tied up. Looked like Wogish got stick on puck in the neutral zone, and Green was able to recover farther into the Delaware end. Will Joette, stonewalled by Frosch before center. Josh Flom, the other 5, hits Wogish on a stretch pass up the opposite side where plenty more space availed. An Arini check slowed up Wogish. Puck rolled to the near side. Bresingham fed it by Miller. Up the near wall, but Bresingham's further advance will be called back offside with 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the second period. NC State with a 2-1 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens, who are making a much tighter game of it here on Saturday night at the beautiful Invisalign Arena at the Weight Competition Center. Beautiful 2-pad facility, home of the Junior Canes youth and junior programs, also the official practice facility of the Carolina Hurricanes of the National Hockey League. No DHN broadcast yesterday, as yours truly was on organ duty for the Friday night game, working alongside Carolina Hurricanes public address announcer H. Wade Minter, and to be able to play in front of such a vibrant and enthusiastic crowd as is here at the WCC, at the invitation of NC State coach Tim Healy. What a treat that was. Another delayed penalty signaled against Delaware. And Austin Vecchio is going to go, so says Terry Patzel. He's rung up for a hold at 7:07 to go in the second period. So for the Hens, it's back to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill once again. Schedule your first cleaning at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Quick shot off the face-off from Chase Williams. Held for a pause by Hooper. 7 minutes to go in second period action. A minute 46 to go on the NC State power play as Victor Hugo is forced back deep into his own zone to recover and start up this ice pack attack from right to left. Oliver's shot from the left dot caught and held by Joey Hooper. This was 6:36 to go in second period play. Our videographer tonight, Jay Patel. Robinson looking for his 5th goal of the weekend. Saw his shot from the top of the right circle sticked up into the atmosphere. Hugo with a follow-up at center point. Missed his intended line. Plenty of space for Williams. Head man through the slot. Oliver couldn't reel it in. Coming in from the right dot. And the Hens clear. Patrick Swain manning the far corner. Push play back as far as the NC State blue line. And now manning his own stripe. He turns it up ice. Hugo recovers. Draws forechecking pressure from Will Jouett. Williams across ice to Robinson. Just above the line. Hugo will try to set up a more deliberate attack. His breakout was stick check. Jouett recovered. He sets up Wogish. Give and go. Jouett double teamed, working toward the slot. Couldn't get a quality shot away. Hens kept to just 2 here 14 minutes into the second period. Granted, they've spent a majority of the second period shorthanded. Garrett Arini carries up the middle into a 2-on-2. Got a shot away around Adrian Rodriguez. It's held by Joey Hooper for a break in the action with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go. In the second period, the NC State Ice Pack with the lead again, but a far more tenuous lead than what they had at the similar place and time yesterday. Klein backhands the puck up into the air, the length of the ice. James recovers. Penn lays a hip check on him. Frosch's breakout broken up by Klein, recovered by Miller. But the Ice Pack, as we come to the final 5 minutes of the second period, and the Hens return to full strength, were pinned in their zone for, well, anyway, the remainder of the Vecchio penalty. Vecchio's back on, reeling the puck in from Frosch. Vecchio with that long wingspan runs the gauntlet below the cage. He's driven into the far corner by Arini. Green's shot from downtown was just wide. Penalty coming up against NC State this time. And the Hens are headed to the Primo power play with 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. Ricky Frosch takes the walk of shame. Reeled in for tripping. Primo power play time for the Blue Hens. And the turkey is on the table, along with the other Thuman's meats and cheeses and the award-winning seeded rolls. Primo opportunity for the Blue Hens to tie this hockey game as we enter the final 4:20 of the second. Rodriguez mishandled the puck. Bresingham in a one-on-one. Angled by Nauman to the far corner. And Mike Nauman, the lanky 6'3" defenseman from Wilmington, Delaware, and a product of the Salesianum School, recovers for the Blue Hens. Klein and Lowe in together. Klein's shot, rushed by pressure from Jagielski, sails into the far corner. Here's Swain, bodied down badly by Todd. Patrick Swain is down. He is not getting up. And Logan Todd looked like he came up high on Swain, who's now up on one knee and receiving attention from the athletic trainer on site. Swain is up. And skating off as Todd heads to the penalty box with 3:48 to go in the second period. And it looks as though he's been given the gate. 5 in a game. For Logan Todd. So the Blue Hens for 77 seconds. Will have a 5-on-3 to try to level the score. Wogish right off the face-off win from Saunders Penn threw a shot in, which was turned aside by Daniel and subsequently cleared by Hugo. He, Cowan, and Herman are the trio of Ice Pack penalty killers. Vecchio, Jouet, and Penn in together. Wogish the fourth forward, and Green is manning the point. We'll let Burt preempt us whenever he's ready. And here he is.
Number 28, Logan Todd, fined and major for boarding. He also got a 10-day game of misconduct, common penalty, 16-12, second period. Number 9, Thomas McGaney is serving penalty.
One-timer from Jouet. Turned aside by Daniel. And again, the pack, namely Jackson Cowan, clear. Vecchio gives it away to Cowan. He skates nearly to center, kept at the glass by Penn. Green recovers to Nauman. Second wave of the power play on for Delaware. 2.5 to go in the second period. Now 3 minutes and 40 seconds, minus a few ticks, of a 5-on-4, thanks to the Logan Todd 5 in game for boarding. Adrian Rodriguez with a cannon from center point, blocked by Oliver, and he rolls this puck clear. Race on for it, Bresingham, and Lowe tied up. Bresingham tried to throw a shot on net from an awkward angle, but the reaching stick of Ryan Lowe and that long wingspan from the 6'3" forward took away Bresingham's chances. Final 2 minutes of the second. Swain back in action. Battles with James in the near corner. Lowe digs the puck free. Plays it behind the goal. Nauman to Klein. Klein held in the far corner by Jagielski, and that's going to go uncalled. Matt Linzer turning a blind eye to the hold in the far corner. He was right in position to make the call too. This covered up off the Hugo shot down the slot by Joey Hooper. And with 1 minute and 26 seconds to go in the second period of a 2-1 hockey game, the Blue Hens, with a defensive zone faceoff, do have to their benefit a man-up situation for the remainder of the period and the first 72 seconds of the third as well. Delaware needs one more. It's going to be Will Jouet. Penn and Miller take the draw. Hugo left the puck back to Cowan. Jouet corrals a loose puck, fires it across ice. Penn tripped up. He draws the trip. He's driven into the boards and caught high by Arini. Delayed penalty signaled, and now it's touched by Miller. For the pause in play, and Garrett Arini's going to head off. A 5-on-3 coming up for the Blue Hens with 58 seconds to go in the second. Officially, this will be recorded at 19:01 in the second period. So all the hold in the corner went unnoticed. The trip ultimately gives Delaware a 5-on-3. Net front scrum. Daniel falls on the puck, turning aside a couple rapid-fire shots. As the commotion builds net front. Vecchio left this to the dot. Hard shot in from the top of the circle. And Eric Daniel with the last word covers the puck amid the net front swarm. Penn, Wogish, Vecchio. Crashing in from the left corner was Joette. Green at the line. The pack clear. Austin Vecchio with time and space crosses over to the near point upon entering the zone. Drop pass from Penn to Green. Around to Joette. Worked in low to Wogish. Good puck movement from Delaware so far. Joette lets one go. Saunders Penn's redirect chance. Steered up into the netting and out with 20 seconds exactly remaining in the second period. Penn on the doorstep. Tried to tip that shot from Joette in. But ultimately sent it high. Green holds the point for the Hens. Vecchio steps up, cross-slot pass intended for Joette, was tipped by Oliver, who's holding high in the slot for NC State. Green again winds up, shot blocked. Oliver with solid defensive play for the pack. Final 2 seconds of the second period tick away, and that will do it as Penn couldn't make anything happen from behind the NC State goal. 40 minutes in the books from the Weight Competition Center. The score is the teams head to the intermission. NC State Ice Pack 2, Delaware Blue Hens 1. We'll be back after the intermission on Delaware Hockey Night.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
Watching the game or tailgating with friends? Score big and serve in style with Primo Hoagie's party trays and sampler platters. There is no bigger crowd pleaser than Primo Hoagie's, made only with the highest quality Thuman's meats and cheese, sliced fresh to order and served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls. You get the best tasting hoagies in the area and save yourself the prep time. Stop into your local neighborhood Primo Hoagie's on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your tray online at PrimoHoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Board. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night, presented by Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. 40 minutes in the books. And the North Carolina State University Ice Pack, thanks to Zach Robinson's fourth goal of the weekend, have taken a 2-1 lead. Ice Pack had plenty of power play time in the second period, did get that goal on the 5-on-3, but the Hens will have 62 seconds of a 5-on-3 to get the third period underway. Delaware Hockey Night is presented by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Make your next team event or special occasion a truly all-American event. .412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions for small businesses. First State Ice Hockey, one state, one goal. Limestone Pension Associates, crafting and administering pension plans for small businesses and their workforces for 35 years. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning. Your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. And the presenting sponsor of DHN, Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Drop us a note, James, at 412communications.com. And the third period is underway. A minute left on the 5-on-3 for Delaware. looking for the equalizer here after being limited to 6 shots in the second period. Net front feed intended for Graham Klein, cleared out of harm's way by Victor Hugo, and Nauman is deep into the Delaware zone to recover. Nauman puts on the brakes to try to draw Emery Oliver out of position. Rodriguez to Lowe, shot from 40 feet, paddled aside by Eric Daniel, who has stopped 17 of the 18 shots he's faced to this point. Puck bounces to the far corner. Hugo can't slam it clear. It's bodied down by Rodriguez at the base of the NC State bench. Adrian Rodriguez holding again. Trying to dig the puck free from him is Hugo. They get tangled up in a battle just shy of the point. Lowe barely protects. Puck didn't cross the line entirely. Now 5-on-4 for the final 6 seconds of this primo power play for the Blue Hens. Klein tried to pick his corner from the bottom of the left circle. Couldn't get past Daniel, who recorded save number 18. And the Ice Pack killed off a lengthy 5-on-3 successfully. Flaherty to Vecchio. Nearly got around Alex James, but was driven to the corner before he could get a shot away. Flaherty failed to hold the right point. He trails deep into the Delaware end to recover the puck, pressed by Philip Bailey. Vecchio tips the puck towards Sean Lipinski. It's taken away by Jagielski. Thrown back the other way, Sean Lipinski, usually a defenseman, stepping up into a third-line winger role to step up the Hens' physicality in the bottom 6. This puck recovered by Arini, touched by Flaherty at center. And Terry Patzel signals a slash, 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the third period of a penalty-laden game. Joette is off for a slash. The Blue Hens are back to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. And Joe Wogish will clog the slot as Saunders Penn moves in for the faceoff across from Oliver, who lost his footing right off the draw. Hugo failed to maintain the point. Saunders Penn turns up the forechecking heat, but Hugo got the puck away to Robinson. Oliver, Fawn, and Williams complete the quintet on this power play for the Ice Pack. Pat Flaherty, 20 feet inside his own blue line for Delaware, bats the puck clear. Green gets it now. He rifles it up the near glass. It rolls behind Eric Daniels' office, where he studies again. Already 2 clears from Delaware in this Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. And Oliver, pinched high, failed to generate an A-quality chance from long range. In fact, caromed the puck out. It ends up back at center, where Hugo leaves it back to Oliver again. Zach Robinson's backhand over the linesperson's head, rolls into the near corner, where once again Rodriguez recovers the puck. D feed to him from Nauman. And Rodriguez slams the puck up the near wall as far as the NC State blue line, where Alex James again recovers. 48 seconds left on the Joette slashing minor. NC State up 2-1 over Delaware. A much more evenly matched battle between these two sides tonight, after NC State opened the weekend series with a 7-3 victory over Delaware yesterday. Lowe with a steal, net front feed, couldn't connect with Swain. He was canceled out by Miller on the doorstep, while Daniel had to hustle to get back in position after failing to play the puck cleanly behind. Herman with a cross slot chance, caught and held by Joey Hooper with 16:14 to go. A save worthy of a second look if ever there were one tonight. Bailey set up Herman at the near dot, forcing Joey Hooper to cross post to post, and he does for save number 22 on the evening. Bailey to Miller around the horn to James, off the near circle face-off win. Matt Miller through traffic. Lined one up right at Joey Hooper's breadbasket, but Hooper couldn't control the rebound. He had some help before to clear the puck out of harm's way. Joette's penalty has expired. He heads to the bench. Klein takes his place. Klein works down low. Meanwhile, James is fed the puck by Herman just inside the line. He stepped up to the top of the near circle for a hard shot, which was high and wide off the far glass, I should say. Flom and Bailey converge on the puck right in front of us. Flom clears. James fans on it, so there's no icing. And Alex James, hassled by Vecchio, is forced to hurry up on his breakout pass. He tried to carom it to Bailey, but Klein stepped in to intercept. To Vecchio below the goal. Back to Klein. He's got space directly behind Eric Daniel. He tried to set up Jason Liu at the left point, but failed to connect with the native of North Potomac, Maryland. Green clears. Puck is volleyed back from center by Ricky Frosch right in front of the scorer's table. Ice Pack try to set up in close, but the Cameron Lohr chance from right on the welcome mat was turned aside again by Joey Hooper. Again, a special hello to all the NC State fans opting to join us on Delaware Hockey Night this evening. Glad to have you on board, along with Blue Hen faithful from wherever worldwide you may be. We will do it all again tomorrow from Wilmington, North Carolina. The third game of the weekend to go at 9:45 a.m. from the Wilmington Ice House. We'll be on the air at 9:30. And we'll have the coffee on as well after the 2-hour trek down I-40 from the Raleigh-Durham area. Into Wilmington. Zachary Herman lights the lamp. And the Ice Pack have gone up 3-1. Up the middle, time and space. Herman with a shot from 30 feet. Goes opposite corner to give the Pack a 3-1 advantage. Rodriguez, Klein, Wogish up the left wing boards. Wogish launches the puck in behind the NC State goal. It bounces back near side. Nauman off his backhand, just holds. Let's go to Burt. Cowan and Hugo on the assist. Zachary Herman with his 8th goal of the season. He accounted for 1 yesterday. And here gets the insurance goal for the Pack. Swain takes aim from 35 feet. Daniel with the save. Looked like the Blue Hens got away with one there. As from this angle anyway, Wogish appeared to be offside, cutting up the middle. 12:48 remaining in third period play. Face off at the near circle. Flom was set up from long distance by Saunders Penn. Shot kicked aside by Daniel, 2-on-2 the other direction. Net front feed from Arini. Sails past Miller, who couldn't get stick on puck. Shot came in from Luke Jagielski from center point. And a Joey Hooper glove save gives us a chance to catch our breath with 12.5 minutes to go in the second period of this 3-1 hockey game. NC State with the advantage over the Delaware Blue Hens with a much improved showing so far tonight. Delayed penalty coming up against the Hens And that hit on Flaherty from Jagielski. That's got to be over the line too. Are we going to be 4-on-4? Yes, we are. Tomaitis off for the initial penalty, roughing. Jagielski off for roughing as well, so they're going to take them both at the 7:40 mark of the third period. And we're going to be 4-on-4. Typically speaking, 4-on-4 tends to benefit Delaware. At Fred Rust Arena, they play on an Olympic-sized sheet of ice, lots of space for them to work. A speed-based team and a skill-based team should be able to operate better with more space, but that being said, the NC State Ice Pack, so they play on NHL ice in every sense of the term, have the speed and the skill necessary to negate what usually for Delaware is an advantage. Miller could not protect. Rodriguez clears. Roughing penalties both sides. Miller's entry way offside. Arini was nowhere close to getting back to the blue line with 11:51 to go in the third. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in Claymont, Delaware offers the area's most flavorful and tender pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken, and is sure to turn your next event into one that is truly all-American. SidsBBQandJerky.com, the place to go. 68 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. Wogish battles for the puck alongside Frosch in the far corner of the NC State zone. Low. Held up, walks back into the slot, turns and shoots. Daniel, dropping into the butterfly, makes the save. Face-off will come to Eric Daniels' right. He has stopped 22 of 23 shots so far this evening. Austin Vecchio, lone Delaware goal scorer, won the draw. Gets the puck back from Green. Klein chases it below the goal. He's bodied off the biscuit. Trying to work free is Hugo. Hugo ties up Klein, knocks him off the puck in open ice. In the first period, that was a clear interference call, but Matt Linzer letting them play on. Here's Robinson. Looking for one for the thumb for the weekend. Slowed up, trying to cross through the slot. Buckman recovers for Delaware. 15 seconds left on the 4-on-4. And the even strength play. Will it be no more? Or what did Terry Patzel have there? Either a hand pass or a crease violation. We didn't see his initial signal. Saunders Penn lost his footing, gaining the NC State line. Couldn't maintain the puck. Cowan is checked off of it by Flom. In comes Penn again. When the third sweaters were prepared, Penn's came back with his first name on it, like one of those European footballers, just calling him Saunders from now on, apparently. Robinson knuckles the puck clear. Flom gave it away up the far dots to Weichel. Flom makes up for his mistake, recovers. throws the puck through the slot, but beyond Tomaitis' reach. It ricochets off the far boards, where Tomaitis and James get tied up. Ice pack clear. Nauman tries to walk up the middle through neutral ice. He gained the center stripe before lofting the puck down the middle into ice pack territory. James walks it beyond his own blue line. Gives it away to Nauman across the neutral zone. And as we hit and now exceed halfway into the third period of a 3-1 hockey game, the ice pack got a change in, but gave away a Joe Woga shot attempt from close up, which Eric Daniels saved to bring us to a stoppage in play with 9:09 to go in regulation. And the NC State Ice Pack with a 3-1 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens. Lowe took aim from the outside of the near circle right off the faceoff. Daniel with save number 24 on the night. Fong leads a 2-on-2 up the middle. Nauman takes the puck away. He chips it off the glass. Low works out of the zone. Wogish heads a 2-on-2. He looks for a shot lane in the slot. Turning, shooting. It's blocked net front. Follow-up chance from Swain is waffle boarded aside by Daniel to the far corner. It's held in by Buckman at the right point. Across to Green. Wogish. Green again. Green winds up through the slot. That shot turned aside by Daniel's stick to the far corner. A series of rapid-fire saves from him ends with a glove save here with 8:09 to go in regulation. NC State up 3-1. And Eric Daniel answering the call 4 times in a row to keep his ice pack up by 2. Again, looking at what's on tap tomorrow. The Delaware men's Division II team travels down I-40 through the night. They'll meet UNC Wilmington bright and early tomorrow, a 9:30 a.m. airtime for a 9:45 game. Usually a U10 or a U12 time slot. But we get some Sunday morning college hockey before the Blue Hens return to Newark tomorrow afternoon. We'll have it for you here on DHN TV, and we certainly hope that you're able to get the coffee on and join us as well. Vecchio through the slot backhand as he's checked off the puck 25 feet away. He got the shot through the 29th from Delaware, but Eric Daniel again. Is up with the save to force a stoppage with 7:32 remaining. Game not out of reach for the Blue Hens. They're turning on the shots, 13 of them so far here in the third period, but still lacking for A-grade scoring chances. Flom got one through. Daniel with the save. Penn recovers at center for the Hens. Flaherty to Penn, who absorbs a Hugo check. The entry is facilitated by Tomaitis. Daniel couldn't carry him the puck out. It was held in briefly by Joette. Zone was cleared by either Cowan or Hugo. They were both in low. Here's Cowan on the re-entry after the free pass from the delayed offside against the Hens. Trying to circle below the goal. Cowan was stripped of the puck. Joette chips it off the near boards beyond Lowe's reach and clear. Chase Williams inside his own blue line finds Miller on the stretch pass. Rodriguez plays the body, so does Wogish higher in the zone. And that forces Matt Miller from Apex, North Carolina, senior with 7 goals on the year, back into neutral ice. Lowe recovers. Swain, backhand shot on the welcome mat. No, steered wide behind the cage. Nauman holds. He's bodied down. Coming away with the puck was Frosch. and Robinson walks it in up the left wall for NC State. He generates a lane in from the left dot. Hooper squares up for save number 27 on the evening as we enter the final 6 minutes of regulation, and the Ice Pack cling to that 3-1 lead. 2-1 coming into this period, but Zachary Herman extended it at the 6:20 mark. Oh no, almost a fourth for the Ice Pack. But Williams was canceled out, and now Swain drives him into the backboards. A retaliatory hit coming in on Swain from Williams. And it looks as though Williams was ruled the aggressor in the entire exchange, and he heads off. So does Swain. So Terry Patzel calling it exactly as we all saw it. Swain with the initial shove. And Williams' retaliatory cross-check after the whistle gets called just the same, so we're going to go 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes of play. Here's Dylan Green. Cross-ice feed to Graham Klein. He's pinched by Hugo to the wall, and he swats the puck in behind the NC State goal. Arini leaves it to Cowan, to Hugo in the far corner. Hugo cannot hit Arini with the stretch pass, and this will come back in icing for the Hens with exactly 5 minutes to go in regulation. Oh man, I haven't heard this song since undergrad. Move Your Feet. Wow. Bert Lawson digging deep in the archives here for this one. Face off to the left of Eric Daniel. We touched earlier on the game day presentation here at the Weight Competition Center, and the folks at NC State, from the Pack TV crew to the social media team led by Zach Selwaye and head coach Tim Healy and everybody involved, put on a top class product and an excellent presentation, and we are grateful to all of them for their hospitality here this weekend. And the NC State fans we got to chat with before and after games and during intermissions, as kind of people as you'll find anywhere. Despite what we see on the scoreboard, it's been a treat to come down to Raleigh and bring you tonight's game from wherever you may be. And we certainly look forward to being able to do it again, most likely in 2025. Robinson driven into the corner boards by Flom. That rolled within the bounds of play, and a 2-on-2 emanates the other side for Delaware. Flaherty, net front feed to Saunders Penn. Couldn't get a clean shot away on the doorstep. 4-on-4 for the next 20. To Midas. Tried to body Oliver off the puck in the far corner, but to no avail. Here comes James, putting on the brakes at the near dot. Net front set up to Oliver, sails beyond his reach. Oliver swarmed by both Penn and Tomaitis. Couldn't keep his momentum going, but James protected. Net front feed, Robinson, saved by Hooper. Brings us a pause with another 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go in regulation. 33rd NC State shot. Beautiful setup for Zach Robinson, looking for his second, but 'twas not to be. Fong and Klein took the face-off at the near dot. Linesperson got in the way of Rodriguez's attempted breakout pass. That opened the door for Herman to come crashing back in, but his point-blank shot was high. Nauman takes a lazy shoulder, sending the puck up the far boards. Tomaitis tried to knock Fong off his feet at center. Meanwhile, Bresingham circles below the Delaware goal. Wraparound chances covered up and held for the stoppage by Joey Hooper with 2:52 to go in regulation. The NC State Ice Pack with a 3-1 advantage over Delaware. Face-off coming to the near dot. Swain and Fong square off. Fong wins the draw. Trying to walk out of the zone was Ryan Lowe. It's pushed by Wogish up the far glass. He's bodied by Hugo at center, and this puck is turned back in by Herman. 2:35 to go. Now 2.5 minutes. And Lowe hits Wogish with a breakout pass to center, but it's sticked away by Hugo. Volleyed back by Nauman right in front of the NC State bench. In comes Joey Wogish with shot number 32, but this is waffle boarded into the far netting and out of play. A much better effort all round from the Delaware Blue Hens, who take their time out with 2 minutes and a tick left in the contest. We will do the same. We'll be back with the home stretch of this hockey game in just a little bit.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
Minute and 55 to go in the contest. The Delaware net is empty. One-timer from Rodriguez scores! Did Penn tip that in? Looked like it was Saunders' Penn on the redirect. To bring Delaware back within one with 95 seconds to go. So Hooper's back in the net for the time being. And Bert's going to give us the particulars here momentarily. Here comes Williams. through traffic, stood up by Rodriguez. Dylan Green gets the secondary assist on Penn's goal, which brought Delaware back to within one. Final minute of play in regulation, and Hooper heads back to the bench. Extra attacker is on, it's Graham Klein. Green holds the left point. He rolls the puck in low, too low. Heavy traffic net front. He's kept by Weichel below the cage. Rather, that was Victor Hugo keeping him there. One-timer from Rodriguez off the green, set up is wide. Covered up by Daniel with 34 seconds to go. A flair for the dramatic, to say the least of it. Here at Invisalign Arena at the Weight Competition Center. Penn, Swain, Wogish, Lowe, Green, Rodriguez. The 6 on for the Blue Hens. Herman overpowered by Swain off the face-off circle. Wogish tries to protect the puck in the near corner. Final 25. Green to Rodriguez. He winds up a shot from long range, just missed the far post. Lowe controls the rebound, but it's taken away from him. Cleared up the far wall by Victor Hugo, holding close in back. Penn played the body on Bresingham to separate him from the puck in neutral territory. Final 3 seconds, Low desperation backhander, steadied by Daniel, and that does it from the Weight Competition Center. The North Carolina State Ice Pack come away victorious 3-2 over the Delaware Blue Hens. A hard-fought effort from Delaware. And we will be back after a quick timeout with a look at tonight's Sid's 3 stars of the game. The NC State Ice Pack with a 3-2 victory over Delaware. Back in just a little bit.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
So the Blue Hens swept by the Ice Pack in Raleigh this weekend, but a valiant effort from Delaware, putting together a belated rally, but coming up just short in the end. Here's a look at the Sid's 3 stars of the game, presented by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Victor Hugo, 3rd star with 2 assists for the Ice Pack. Saunders Penn, by way of that desperation goal in the final 100 seconds, gets 2nd star honors. And the 1st star of the game for the Ice Pack, Zachary Herman, by way of his game-winning goal, which happened to be his 8th of the season, coming 6 minutes and 20 seconds into the 3rd period. We will do it all again tomorrow morning, 11 hours from now in Wilmington, North Carolina, as the Blue Hens travel down I-40 to take on the Seahawks of UNC Wilmington. We'll be back with you starting at 9:30 a.m. Game time 9:40. For Jay Patel, for assistant producer Joe Sindoni, Ray Catolo, Molly Jo Rosen, Leighton Worthy, Curtis MacDonald, Josie Billett, the entire DHN crew, this is James Witherite thanking you all for your company tonight and reminding you Delaware Hockey Night is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications, all rights reserved. The final score, one last time, From the Weight Competition Center, the North Carolina State Ice Pack improving to 9-10-3 with a 3-2 win over the Delaware Blue Hens, who, while valiant in defeat, fall to 8-16-1. Thanks again to you all for joining us. We'll see you again bright and early tomorrow morning from Wilmington, North Carolina. Good night.